What makes selling solar so different than selling other products? It's kind of bizarre. So think of like pest control. Do you actually have a pest control provider that comes by your house and services it? There's a good chance. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But what you'll notice is there's a lot of people that don't actually need that service. What about an alarm system on your house? What do you think the chances are that maybe you have an alarm, maybe you don't, okay? So collectively, there's a lot of products that some people use and some people don't use. But let me ask you this. Had you ever considered that virtually every single person inside the United States uses electricity? See, it's almost absolutely universal. Think about it. If somebody builds a house, what do you think the chances are they want electricity? Extremely high, okay? It's actually abundant. Like, what do you think the chances are you run into somebody that's at least an adult that doesn't actually have a cell phone? It's really high that majority of us already have cell phones, which means we're already consumers of electricity. And so the cool thing about solar is just that, is it's an essentiality. It's so essential that if you were to take away everybody's electricity, all of a sudden everybody would be dead because nothing would work. Our factories, our plants, our businesses, pretty much everything would take and turn off. Even my office right here where I'm shooting this content would actually not work. So electricity is extremely abundant. So our value proposition is this. Solar is kind of a product that sells itself. And so here's what I mean. So I was just talking to a customer just yesterday. He's got a bill, it's $369, okay? And when I ran his solar numbers came out to about $190 is what we calculated his solar payment at. You can see, like, if you were to think about it, if your main objective is to be able to have electricity to power your house, and let's say you have a $369 bill, and I come in and say, hey, how would you like to trade that bill in for a $190 bill? So we pretty much just cut it in half. Like, when you think about it, who wouldn't take that deal? That guy's gonna net every year from here on out, he's gonna save $2,000 a year. But it's for a product that is absolutely essential to him. Electricity is essential for his everyday life all the time. And so we're causing them to do an exchange. Some of the things that come into play is electricity has gone up since 1970, it's gone up 700%. And the cost of electricity will continue to rise and to rise and to rise. And so let's just say this individual, let's say 5 years from now, it's very, very likely. Like this year, I've done a 40% rate increase. Over the last year, year over year, the United States on average was 47% rate increase on just the cost of electricity. This year, it's gonna go up again. It's gonna go up substantially. Within 2-year window, the average cost of electricity in the United States is likely to double. So if we take his $369 bill and we double it, so he's at $700. What would you rather have? See the 190 versus the $700? Like, it's obvious that there's a clear value exchange that's taking place here that makes it highly beneficial to him to be able to take and to do it. So you can see there's the demand's there. So we don't have a demand problem. There's an extreme demand for the electricity. Here's where the next piece of this equation comes into play. Is if I was to take in to sell you an alarm system, I would come in and say, hey, what I want to do is I need $50 of your discretionary income every month, and I need you to take and to give that to me. And really what they have to do is they have to decide, it's very possible they have to decide to go without something to be able to buy that. Or if I said pest control or I picked another product, come in. But when you take and you come in at solar, it's like, look, you don't actually have to put a dime down on the solar system. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do an exchange for you. You take and get rid of that power bill and you exchange it for this other bill, this other solar payment that is substantially less with zero money down. That is a very, very powerful value proposition, because what you really did is you gave them an opportunity to have substantially more money in their checking account. You didn't take out of their checking account. You started making monthly deposits into their checking account by allowing them to have something that they would have consumed no matter what at half the price. So it's crazy. That's why I tell people solar sells itself. Like when you get done evaluating and look at having somebody that can actually explain it to you, the value proposition of solar, I am always surprised if somebody does not say, yes, I would love that, because it's like almost makes no logical sense. And what we have is abundant of people in the United States. We have abundant of people that want energy. And as a result, we have abundance of roofs. They keep building houses and doing new construction. They're building houses faster than we're actually putting solar systems up on houses. And as a result, energy or electricity in the United States is starting to become more and more of a scarcity, which is also creating the fuel for people to say, raise their hand and say, I would not only like electricity, but I would like it at half price with nothing down. Please come help me. that is your ticket to be able to help people when you get inside this solar space.